I've never been much of a MOBA guy. After all, I have maybe 2 or 3 games logged into League of Legends, and during that beautiful session, I was told by another player that I'm useless, I should delete the game, and never touch a MOBA again. And to be fair to that beautiful soul, I didn't do any research, I had no idea how to play the game, I was just giving it a shot. But I happily obliged, deleted League of Legends, never touched a MOBA again. Until now. One day I was opening the Epic launcher to play Fortnite, don't judge me, and I noticed a sparkling little medley of text. It said, free game, Predecessor. So I said, why not? Installed the game and logged in. I checked out the very basic tutorial, and while there was quite limited information, I was blown away. The visuals and the camera angle made it really immersive. The animations of the abilities were impactful, and fluidity of the gameplay mechanics were actually pretty nice. So after the tutorial, I saw there was an option to go into a match, but playing against AI, and since the tutorial taught me pretty much nothing, I figured I'd hop in there, try to teach myself. But I was wrong. Still had no idea what I was doing, the item system was completely alien, had no idea how to build a character, and every time I died, I thought I was losing all my gold because auto-buy was on, and once again, in a MOBA game, I was completely lost. So, onto the interwebs I went, going to YouTube to try to find some beginner guides, and to my delight, there were tons. Found some great content creators with tons of videos to put me on the path to success. Creators like Joe, yours truly, Pinzo, Soul Reaper, and Crashy. All of them very knowledgeable content creators with good quality videos. So I started binging all their videos and just learning, and then putting that knowledge to the test until AI matches were no longer a challenge. I thought I was ready for PvP, and so far I was really enjoying playing jungle, which apparently is one of the more difficult roles to play, but I enjoyed the challenge. So while I still have a lot to learn as far as polishing my mechanical skill, game awareness, and learning the other heroes and how to counter them, things were starting to come together finally. So as a complete beginner, I would like to share some tips with you guys that helped me get to this point. Tip number 1 is going to be learning the item system. This is super important and probably the biggest thing that I struggled with. But right off the bat, it's going to be defaulted to auto-buy, which is going to just buy items recommended for your build, but might not be exactly what you need for the specific characters on the enemy team to help counter them. And all in all, just might not be the best build that you could possibly use. For the first few matches, leave the auto-buy on and then just figure out the rest of the game. Get the basics down, but I highly recommend eventually, when you're ready, turn the auto-buy off, hop into a practice mode, and try out different builds, YouTube some builds, there's great ones out there. And just really take your time learning how to maximize your character's output. Tip number 2 is make sure you get the last hit on the minions. So the minions will have a health bar. When that goes red, that means they are a one-shot. Make sure you get that last hit because that increases your gold income tremendously. And if you're not maximizing those last hits, you're sacrificing vital gold that you need to buy items to strengthen your character. So very important, make sure you get those last hits. Tip number 3, every character has a blink. On mouse and keyboard, it's going to be your 4 key on default. On controller, I'm not too sure what it is. It might be your right joystick clicking it in. It should be keybound. Check it out in your settings. But make sure you use that when you need to. Very, very useful if you're getting punished, you're getting really low health. Use that blink and get away. Back to safety so you can base and reset. Another way to use it, if you're feeling really frisky, if you're doing the punishing and the enemy is one shot or very low, you can use your blink to push him, secure that kill, but make sure you have an escape route to get back to safety. Don't sacrifice your own life for a 1v1 trade, because that's not worth it. Tip number 4, make sure you're using your stealth wards. These are extremely important for getting intel on where the enemy location is. This will help you prepare if an enemy is coming to try and gank you and push your lane. A lot of people put them just on the other side of the jungle smoke wall, but by then, once they hit that, they're already close enough to probably come and gank you. So try to put them a little deeper if you can. As a jungler or off lane and duo lane, a really good spot to put them is if you can get it close to the jungler camps on the enemy team. They usually pass through those, or at least clear that mob before they come and try to gank you. So you'll have an idea if they're coming. And then on mid-river, a little deep into the jungle, another great spot. You'll be able to see if they're coming from that area. But don't place them just on the other side of the smoke wall. By the time they get there, it's way too late. You won't have time to prepare. You'll panic, and they'll probably get enough damage to push you back to base when you don't want to yet, or kill you. So put them a little deeper so you have enough time to prepare by the time you see it. Tip number 5, this will be the last tip, is going to be play your role and know what lane you have to go to. If you're playing off lane, that means you are solo and you'll be on the side with the green buff. That'll be a monster you can kill to get a green buff, so make sure you're going to the right lane. In the settings, there'll be in-game tips. If you leave that on, right at the start of the map, it'll give you arrows pointing you in the correct direction of what lane to go to. If you are duo lane, which will be carry and support, that'll be on the opposite side of the map, and it'll have the gold buff. The far side of the map will have the gold circle. That'll give you extra gold if you kill that before the enemy team. So carry and support are in that lane together. Mid lane, self-explanatory. That's going to be in the middle of the map, the lane that goes straight down the center. And then horizontally is going to be the river. And in there are 2 river buffs. 2 bugs that you can kill to get a nice buff. Make sure you're grabbing those as soon as they spawn, or whenever you're able to, but try to get it before the enemy jungler and the enemy mid team, so they're not getting the advantage on you. And then jungle, self-explanatory as well. Make sure you're going in the jungle and prioritize your farm, because it's very easy to fall behind. Don't be ganking too early. I've seen so many games where the enemy jungler is trying to gank me or gank my team within like the first 2 minutes. And by the end of the match, I'm level 18, and he is like level 15, and I'm just one bursting him. So make sure you're prioritizing your farm, keeping up with the rest of the team and your enemies before you start ganking, or else you're just going to be useless by the end of the game. Now, let's say you want to play offlane, but another player picks it first at the start of the map. I highly recommend just filling the position that's not filled yet, because if you try to play offlane while he's playing offlane, that's going to ruin the entire team's gameplay. Another lane is going to be missing a player, or the jungler is going to be missing. It's just going to be awful. I've seen it way too much, unfortunately, and don't be that guy. This is a team game. You won't always get the lane that you want to play, so I highly recommend, if you only know how to play one role, find another hero you think looks cool, might have fun playing, watch a YouTube video on a build and how to play it, hop in an AI, get familiar with it. Don't leave yourself only being able to play one lane. Anyways, guys, that's going to be the tips. That's the most basic stuff probably you've ever heard. But for a guy like me who's never really been into MOBAs before, this is stuff that was very new to me and helped me kind of progress and just get the basics down and start working on my mechanical skills. But I'm super stoked about this game. I'm really hoping it makes it out of open beta and kind of pops off in popularity. I think this game has a lot of potential. And it's honestly some of the most fun I've had playing a video game in years. So thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate you. My name is Rocket, and I'm really stoked to be making content for this game. I'll be coming out with more videos very shortly. If you enjoyed, subscribe, and we'll catch you next time. Bye.